They want to teach me how to use OBS. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, everyone, and welcome to This is Football. Welcome to episode 2 of the Saturday review show, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we have so much to talk about. We've got so much to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we want to talk about Man United getting absolutely destroyed by Tottenham Hotspur. We're going to be talking about Newcastle. What I tell you about Newcastle hype, losing to Manchester City. We're going to address Brighton being on fire, and then we're going to be talking about Chelsea versus West Ham, inshallah, tomorrow, which we have a watch-along planned for you guys. Apologies. Everyone watching us right now, or on the replay, because I know a lot of you guys like to watch this on the replay, and there's already like 400 people in here. We ain't even started yet. Make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Keep letting me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I want to hear your opinions. And by the way, YouTube is telling me you guys are sharing the videos at record rates. So continue to hit that share button. Share the videos everywhere. Twitter or X, sorry. Facebook, WhatsApp, everywhere you share the videos. Make sure you continue to share the videos so more and more people find out about This is Football. Thanks to you guys' lovely support. And listen, let's just get into it because we have a lot to discuss. And today we have an unbelievable panel. Incredibile. Phenomenal panel today. Before we introduce the panel, big up to Murad who says, what a beautiful day, United in the mud. Ya Allah, ya Murad, شو إنه beautiful عن جد يا أخي. It's honestly so beautiful. I agree with you, brother. We have to say, mwah, thank you, Tottenham Hotspur, because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Big up to you, Murad. Anyway, I just had 400 people here. Smash the like button, subscribe. Let me introduce today's panelists. I'm actually giving him credit today, even though he's the loser. He's the loser today, and he's going to have a lot to answer for this stream. But I have to be honest. He was actually extremely honest of his assessment of Man United as a football club. He went into Ten Hag, he went into Bruno, he went into Rashford. He spoke the reality about his football club. And it was literally so like potent that I had to like get him on the show today. So joining us, of course, all the way from New York City, man like Staffy. How are you doing, Staffy, brother? You're on mute.
Literally. No, I'm here. I know it's not al-ahwa, but this is how stressed I am. I had to make a shisha before I can talk today because that's how much I am stressing today.
So you're not going to ask for my permission to smoke? What if I don't allow you?
What is this? Your living room. This guy said my permission. I promise you won't smell it through the stream, so there's no smoke coming through. This guy.
Man said, what is this, your living room? Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's the most Arab thing you could have said. Arabs don't allow you to just smoke anywhere, because if you smoke in the living room, your mom is going to bring the closest ship and it's going to be on your head. So listen, man, it's going to be a long show, but I appreciate you at least acknowledging that I tried to speak the truth. I always try to speak the truth.
You did. I want to hear more of it today, of course. Big up to you, man. Big up to you.
Thank you, man.
Joining us on the channel is actually a guy that hasn't been here.
People saying I sound low. Sorry. Do I sound low when I speak?
No. You sound fine.
Okay, sorry.
Hardly. You need to switch off your Harley Davidson and increase the volume on your YouTube, habibi. Joining us on the channel as well is a guy who hasn't been here in a long ass time. And usually when he reps City, he reps them a lot more calmly than Hamza. You know, he reps them a lot more, relaxed than Hamza. It's not just banter 24/7. He's actually having a football/soccer conversation. And we need a cool head today, because if Hamza was here, I think Staffy's face would have changed color. So he's probably waiting till that Tuesday show to just get absolutely roasted. Inshallah, we're going to be there, the A-list episode 2. Of course, who else? Unlike Vater Games. How are you doing, Vater Games?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for having me on the show. You say that I'm the what do you say? I'm the Canadian Hamza. So
the Canadian Hamza, yeah.
You know what I mean? So all right, I'll bring that Hamza energy today, but again, no one can be Hamza. He's the one of a kind.
I agree with that, actually. He's different. I'm gonna be honest with you. Hamza's different still. Big up to you, Vater, man. Welcome back to the channel. And speaking of welcome backs, he's already cussing out in the comment section. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, you kind of deserve it. You kind of deserve getting cussed out because there's 450 people here. We ain't even started yet. Of course, here to rep the eternal enemy after this season. The eternal enemy, to talk about the game that is going to happen tomorrow, inshallah, because Chelsea do play West Ham. And of course, he's going to tell us his thoughts on Man United, Ten Hag, and of course, Manchester City. None other than the man who's here to surf in the summer. Man like Winter Surfer. Andrew, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. I'm just, all those people that told me that Chelsea were the problem with Mason Mount, you can just hold that. Just hold that smoke. Just hold that smoke. This isn't aimed at Staffy. Staffy knows.
He knows it's not me.
Yeah. But I also want to congrats on the 20K. But I think what really put you over the edge was having Staffy on every stream. So congrats to you, Staffy, as well.
I saw that. Listen, Andrew, when I saw that, I was like, you know what? This man understands what I bring. I'll tell you something. The amount of people that subscribed after I went off on the terrace today and I ranted. Listen, I want more after this rant. I'm about to go off on Hassam's channel as well. So you sub here, you sub to everyone, and make sure you sub to me because there's a lot from the way we're moving. There's gonna be a lot of rants coming this season. So if you enjoy that, you know where to find me now.
Facts. I can't lie. I watched Staffy's live earlier on. I love his inspiration, but he's an unbelievable content creator, man. Unbelievable content creator. But now I'm respectful to Staffy because he's doing his own thing, so I'm giving him days off, so he can't be here every day. He's here Saturday, Sunday, tomorrow because of Al-Ahwa, and he's back on Tuesday, inshallah, because of the A-list. But other than that, unless they make a sign, I'm a
part-timer now. I'm no longer a full-timer.
We're giving him respect because he runs his own business. Joining us on the channel as well is a guy that actually, I don't know if I still have the clip of him chatting shit about beating Inter Milan last season. I don't want to do him like that because today we are. I don't know if I still have it.
Bring me AC Milan, bring me Inter Milan. I want these two bozos. The Serie A is nothing. And you know what?
You think you're going to beat AC Milan?
A fully fit AC Milan, you know.
Conte's going to his stomping ground and he's just going to have some fun. He's going to have some,
Wow.
The energy that this man is on. The infamous owner of Durag Diaries. Absolutely shameless Spurs fan, and he'd admitted himself. But today he is our friend. He's not our enemy. Of course. Man like George has made his return. How are you doing, George?
Man, I'm good, man. It's very, very happy to be back again. Congrats on the 20K, as Winner Surfer said, man. Big things. It's been a while since I've been here, but as you can see, the Durag's back, man. We got a big win today. I thought because Staffy's not going to wear his kit, I'll wear their colours today. I'll rep them. We got it back in the blood. And, yeah, man. I've got to show someone to rep this.
I don't support Hull City.
Somehow, you know?
I don't support Hull. Why are you wearing orange? I don't support Hull.
Big up to you, man. He's supposed to be next month, so it counts. Big up to Ed, who says LFC off the mark, need that red card rescinded. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Don't think that I'm just gonna air Liverpool beating Bournemouth. Tomorrow, I'm just gonna go live 3 times, inshallah. I've got the watch along, I've got the match reaction, and I've got the the what's it called? The Al-Ahwa coming on at night. So
Dan, what's this guy talking about? Because Lavio, Fernando, and Caicedo didn't play today. So what's he talking about? LFC didn't play today.
He's talking about Liverpool Football Club.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway,
sorry, I didn't realize.
Don't start, Andrew. This is about United today, Andrew. This is about United. Can I get a day off?
Yes,
I want today. Can I get a day off? Because I want.
Yes, you can. You can have the day off.
Love you, Andrew. Love you, let's have peace for the next hour while we just shit on Man United. So as you guys have heard, I love bro. You know what it is? I love my subscribers. I'm not flex.
Glazers out.
Big up to you, Waves, man. Big up to you, Waves. That's my guy right there. I swear I love you guys, man. I love you guys. So look, 550 people are here already. We haven't even started yet. As I said, slap the like button, subscribe. Big up to Waves, Ed, and Murad. There's only one place to start. And of course, where else? Where else? But the new White Hart Lane, I believe it's called. AKA Tottenham's playground. AKA the land of the burial of Manchester United. Staffy. Actually, let's go to the winner first. George, tell me your thoughts on the game.
No, let's get something straight. It's not just the burial. It's the burial. It's the burial ground for all of Manchester because they always get dealt with when they come to this ground. Neither of them get wins. We talk business, and look, you saw that clip when I was talking about Conte. I was talking about last season Inter Milan and all this business. This is a different Spurs, man. This is newer pastures, and we saw it today. Big Ange, this new era, he's here and he's here to stay, man. The progression that we've shown within these 2-3 months of Ange. Like, I'm not joking. Like, you can see he's made an impact in this team just as much as Ten Hag has in the past year. I'd say that there's comparisons as to Ten Hag's still finding his team. He's signed 9 players, and they're still trying to find out and work the positions and try to get the chemistry going for his ball. Big Ange has come in. He's signed 3 or 4 of the players that are working in the system, got 3 starters, and you saw the difference today. They were some of our 3 best players. Vicario, an amazing performance in the goalkeeping position. I feel like he wasn't that great on the ball. I feel like he can do better with his distribution, learn a bit from Onana because he was great with his distribution. But with regards to the shot stopping, unstoppable. That save for Casemiro, I think the Casemiro header, that when he was coming from the cross, that was amazing. The early one for Rashford's goal as well, and Rashford when he went through on goal, I was very impressed with that. But look, Manchester United started off the game well. We'll give them their props. Let's just get that out of the window. Look, they started the game off well, 20 minutes. They didn't control the game. They just had the high press. They done the job that they're going to do, but it's not sustainable. We all knew that. You can't play that midfield trio. Bruno, Mount, Casemiro was never going to work. It's just never going to work. I feel like playing Mount and Bruno together is just 2 bozos. The 2 players are going to try force passes. They're going to try break the lines, but they just don't have it in them constantly. Bruno does here and there. Mount, let's be real, on the ball. I heard he made 12 passes today. 12 passes in 84 minutes. That's an absolute joke. And he wears the number
26 touches, bro.
26 touches. And he was playing in the center of the park. He even went deeper. He was playing 6 at one point. So he had plenty of opportunity to pick up the ball and sort of try to create something deeper, but he didn't make it happen. Our midfield was amazing. Like, it was literally untouchable today. Bissouma, Maddison, that's what you call a masterclass. We lectured Casemiro and gave him a completely different game that he wasn't ready for. Casemiro really wasn't ready for this game today. Bissouma's just been controlling the midfield at completely different.
You feeling this?
Do you know what it is? I don't want to say that. I don't want to start throwing out all these accusations about how good Bissouma is, because then they're going to refer to, look, at Brighton, he was one of the best DMs in the league. And then he comes to Tottenham, he had a bad season. For me, look,
he cooked today, though. He cooked like.
He cooked. Once you put him in the midfield 3 and he's got 2 good players next to him in Sarr and Maddison, he's cooking. He's literally controlling the team. He's winning the ball deep. He's driving up into the midfield. He's being the Dembele type of player, the press-resistant DM that we've always needed. And once you get Bentancur in that midfield, it's only going to improve. So that's what people aren't realizing. We are going to get better.
Antonio Conte.
You know what's the only problem?
Antonio Conte is a madman. He's Antonio Conte.
You know what's the only problem? Vater's DM. That's the only problem. Rodri. That's the only guy that's like a difficult call. You know?
That's the standard.
100%. And there's no one's going to be able to touch Rodri. But apart from that, I'd say going forward, our game was a bit lackluster at times. I do feel like we could have improved going forward. I like the way Sonny and Kulu sort of integrated into the game. The 1-2 touches in the half spaces and just coming in a bit deep. But I do think we could have done more. Richarlison is so bad. We need a new striker. It's clear to see today that we have to sign a new striker as soon as possible, because this guy he's playing with 10 men. He's up there just running around, falling on the floor, trying to call for fouls, just causing no havoc. He doesn't do anything for me. He's just like a player that's going to run around like a headless chicken, maybe press the back line here and there, but doesn't bring no goals, doesn't bring assists, doesn't bring build-up play. So, yeah, no, he's a player we're definitely going to have to look to replace up front. But once that's fixed, I feel like this team's only going to get better. I was very happy with what I saw today. And we dunked on Staffy, man. We really dunked on Staffy because, like you heard in his entrance, they said he was going to win 3-1. They said they was going to break us.
Before we go to Staffy, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm disappointed you haven't done enough Maddison prop. You want to hear my unpopular opinion? I thought Maddison was man of the match. I really did. He was unreal today.
I think that he was quiet for the first 15, 20 minutes. And then once he got into the game, he just controlled it. And there's going to have to be, by the end of the season, we're going to start having conversations that Maddison is one of the best midfielders in the league behind Kevin De Bruyne. And people are going to start to realize it because he played at Leicester. He didn't get the opportunity. He hasn't played in Europe. So people don't give him the recognition. But look at Odegaard, just after one season of being like a top level and being able to prove it in a team that's challenging. Everyone starts to admit and give him his props and say, look, Odegaard's up there. People are going to realize that this is what Maddison is. He controls the game a lot better than players like Bruno do. Bruno can give you a pass and give you a ball here and there. That's spectacular. But apart from that, he doesn't pick up the ball from deep. He's not controlling the game. He's not controlling the tempo. He's not moving it and sort of just pulling the strings everywhere like Maddison is. He's literally making every single thing happen in this team. So he's going to be pivotal for us going throughout the season. And things can only get better, man. Our young players are looking good. Our experienced players are looking good. And 1-2 more signings into this team, we're going to be dangerous, man. We're going to be a very good team to be.
Before we go to stuff, I have one more question. But big up to Murad who says, because he's an Arsenal fan, you understand. I hear every effing year it's a different Spurs. I can't lie to you, I do as well. I bought the hype last. I bought the copium. I bought the hype last season, and I got dunked on. So I refuse to say anything overly positive about Tottenham Hotspur. But I think today's performance, there's many positive indications. Spurs always show up, in my opinion, in the big occasions, but it's like Forest at home, games like that where they've just got to dominate the opposition and beat them. But there is a question I want to ask you as well before we go to Staffy. The Richarlison thing, big up to you, Murad and Ad. The Richarlison situation, because you touched on it. Do you see your club buying a striker in these next 10 days? Because I can't lie, that is a sticky situation to be in, specifically given how Son is playing now.
I agree. I feel like we need to sign a striker. I feel like it is on the club's mind that if we don't sign a striker, we need to sign an attacking player that's going to bring goals. Because right now, as much as I feel like we're going to find goals in games, because the way that we play now, you don't really need a striker to score all the goals. But let's not lie, we can't. In certain games, we're not going to be able to break teams down. You need a moments of brilliance from a striker or a player that can create that. And we have to sign a striker. The problem is that there isn't too many options out there for a good price, and they're all going to be young players that you're going to have to take a chance with and just hope that they bang. And that's what we're going to have to do. And I do think that we can swap not playing a striker there. Like if we don't have Richarlison there, we can play Son, and then we can work around that with other wingers.
Go on, Andrew. What do you want to say?
We got a Belgian striker. I don't know his age. About 40 million, something like that. 45.
Just mute this guy, man. Mute this guy.
I will say this.
He thinks it's another sales.
I know
pitch.
George.
Someone about Schweini.
Chelsea are the best sellers in the game, though.
But I know where George is coming from, because all your goals have been scored by defenders, right? Or midfielder and defenders have been none scored by forwards, right? Richarlison is just. I mean, you might as well play with a false nine instead. Well, he is a false nine, but an actual false nine. You might as well actually play with, because I don't know, apart from rolling about on the ground, I don't know what he offers. And the way he came off the pitch today, and he scored twice, and Andrew's taking him off because he was about to score a hat-trick or something. It's just maddening. But the reason why Maddison wouldn't have got the man of match today is because he didn't get any assists or goals, and that's what goes against him. So, I mean, that's why he was brilliant today, I thought. No, but that's the problem. That's the problem with a player in a 10. If you don't get an assist or a goal, then you're not going to get in there for man of match. But Basuma, Antonio Conte should be charged with footballing crimes even more so. The way he treated this man last season, he is sensational, and that's what we were going when Spurs signed him last year for 25 million. We were going, that's one of the signs of the summer. Antonio Conte prefer Højbjerg over this guy. It's just mad.
It's crazy. Højbjerg over Basuma, man. Nah.
I know the comment earlier said,
Sorry, did you sign some guy named Veliz? Because he's been mentioned 100 times.
Yeah, he's a youngster from Argentina. I haven't watched him much. I've only seen the highlights. He's pretty tall. He's a bit agile. I can't say that I expect him to come in the team and score goals. I'd look at Dane Scarlett before I look at him, but I guess we'll see in the next couple of years if he's anything.
Alejo Veliz, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Is he a striker?
Yeah, an Argentinian striker.
Oh, that's why Michael's banging on about him. Okay, I get it now. Okay, I get it. Because Michael watches South American leagues and he's like, trust me, he's a baller. You'll see. This guy called, just so you know, Michael's ball knowledge is top tier. Like, I vouch for this guy. He called Kvaratskhelia before he played a game for Napoli. Like, this guy knows his stuff. So if he says Veliz is a baller, then I trust in you, Michael. So we will see. Hey, maybe Spurs did have a plan. We'll see if the plan works out. Vater, you wanted to say something?
Yeah,
Go
man,
ahead,
I got to say this because I did not expect much. The fact that Kane just left and they were going to try to get themselves organized and put up a fight against, or put up a good match against United. But I have to say, I was very, very impressed. No Kane to really get those guys to not only control the ball, look for attacking opportunities. Yes. Yes, they're Spurs. Yes, you could say Spursy. Yes, you could say we've seen this before. But this is an impressive start, in my opinion, against United and that display. Today, It was a good match to watch, man. I did not fall asleep watching this. It was good.
Stafford, did you fall asleep watching the game?
No, the game was actually interesting in the first half. I thought it was a very interesting game to watch from both teams. I think we were better, but even as a Spurs fan, I wouldn't have been really disappointed with that first half. As a neutral, I would have definitely enjoyed that game. So I think everyone today enjoyed that. Second half, there was only one team, one fan base that got to enjoy it, and it definitely wasn't me. It was George right here. He definitely had a field day with it. He enjoyed his day out. I didn't. I had to hold corn. But I'll tell you one thing, because a lot of people in the comments are either saying Staffy cook or saying Staffy hold that.
Sorry,
The only thing I'm
sorry, I may have missed it. Apologies. What was the prediction going into the match? Like,
that's what I was about to say.
okay.
The only thing that I'm gonna hold is the prediction, because I was foolish enough that after everything that I said, I still backed this team to win. And that, if anything, that just shows me, for people who call me negative, I could say all the negative things in the world, but when it comes to my team playing a game, I always want us to win. I'd rather look foolish saying that we're not good enough and then winning than making a prediction and then looking even more foolish now. Because
Guys, he didn't answer the question. I'm gonna answer it for you.
Has it suddenly become unfashionable? Staffy, what are you saying, bruv?
3-1 United is going to be one of the easiest games we play all season.
I hope so.
Okay.
Yo, Staffy, if I ask you a
I'll
question
just
and you
smile it not
answer,
the same way, man.
you gotta give the proper detail, man. You just made that seem so simple.
Yeah, you can't sit on the fence. Say it as it
You
is.
said 3-1 easy.
I am quite embarrassed of that prediction. I'm not a person.
Wow.
Wait, can I
Listen-
just ask? Wait, where did you see your team scoring 3 goals?
Yeah,
'Cause
I love
they
this
gave
game.
a-
Was
you
from
The
great
first
chances,
half,
man.
George. Okay, but here's what I was
Excellent
trying to
receipt, by the
defend
way.
A lot of those were
earlier.
half
Excellent
chances.
receipt.
No, this is when we disagreed, because the way the first half was, I think we had enough chances to score, and let's be very honest. I think that was a penalty. I'm not going to dwell over it, by the way, but that should have been a penalty in my books. That's a penalty. So to me,
The
that's
handball
what
we're talking about.
Yeah, the handball. I think it was a penalty, and
I feel like it could go either way.
I'll tell you
It's
something.
debatable.
Well,
It's
it definitely
debatable. It's debatable.
it went the other way. So that's why what you said is technically right. I think it should have been a penalty. I think he
They
tried
didn't
to
give
make
the one
himself-
last week though. The Chelsea one, the Liverpool-Chelsea one.
But that one
Someone-
was
Yeah,
different.
no,
His
it's kind of-
arm.
They also didn't give the Onana one where he clotheslined 2
No,
players.
no. Listen. Let's not do that, because I swear I don't want to dwell over referees too much. I always
Yes.
promised, if people catch me talking about referees, they can attack me. I'm not gonna
No,
use
the
it as a reason
referees
to why
suck
we
in
lost.
general.
They
suck in
suck. I'm not gonna blame it on us not getting the penalty. I just think it should have been. However, my point is that first half, I think we should go in 2-0. If we convert these these chances that we had, you go into halftime 2-0. I'm not defending my prediction. I don't give a shit about my prediction like that. But that's the scenario where I see the game, because you go into that second half not as exposed, not as open, not having to attack that much. So let's say you're up 2-0, you can stay compact in the second half. You see that game out 2-0, 2-1. That's still a win. That's the
But don't you
scenario
feel
where
like
I saw it.
The problem
Boring.
is that you guys throughout the season is probably going to go into a lot of games where you create a lot of chances, but yet again
think
your
so, actually.
forwards, or maybe not, you don't create abundance of chances, but your forwards miss a lot of chances. They're known for doing it. Whether it's Garnacho, whether it's Anthony, whether it's Rashford, all 4 of them have the same trait that they just aren't clinical finishers.
I agree,
so
but this
the
is why I saw this game. When I said, listen, me saying is the easiest game, it was more of me just trying to talk spicy. But when I'm being realistic and trying to talk football, I did see that we were going to create easier chances compared to the Wolves game, because if you're being actually objective right now, we had better chances this game than the Wolves game.
Yeah.
And I explained it. George, you remember I explained why. I knew that you guys would have more spaces in your half than Wolves did, because you guys are an attacking team. When you attack, you tend to leave spaces. We should have scored goals and we didn't. That's our fault. So my point is not like if I'm saying we should have scored them, but we didn't. So we held court. So that's about the prediction. That's where my prediction came from, because you're trying to ask, and this is what I was really thinking.
I don't understand all this week though. I've been seeing United fans, we're going to score 3. When was the last time you scored 3 in a match? You guys create a lot of chances, no doubt, but you're not.
We don't
clinical.
finish them. We don't
You're not
finish them. I agree.
Especially with Rashford in the middle.
And you put Rashford up top, who hasn't got the instinct to play a number 9.
I'm happy you
He
said
should have
that.
should have played on the left or play a false 9, whatever you want to do. but he should have played on left. But I was hearing like 3-3s, and I was going, dude, have you watched Manchester United? Last season, without Rashford, they are us. They're Chelsea. We'll take Rashford out. Manchester United attack like Chelsea last season. That's all it is. You create chances, but you can't like that. I'm sorry, but Bruno, that everyone losing themselves because he did a Rabona cross or whatever, stuff like that. But that head is criminal from Bruno, man. The way he's talked by some United fans in the fan base, that should have been buried, right? And I agree with you. If he scores, as always, it's a totally different match. But that's the problem, isn't it? You guys need, because you waste so many chances, you need to be clinical.
The chances was there, Andrew, and that's my point. And what people were ignoring, it's always easy to look at a prediction when it's wrong and say you totally got it wrong. But I gave the reasoning. The reasoning was there. The chances were there. They didn't score. And what people were ignoring, I predicted Rashford to play down the left today. And George, you watched today Garnacho in the first half. He kind of troubled Pedro Porro for most of the first half because Pedro Porro is more of an attacking right back. Actually, when I saw him play, I thought, okay, I'm a little bit more confident now about Garnacho playing because I think Emerson Royal would have given
like Garnacho was dangerous.
No, but he ran at him a lot and he got in good position. This is the thing about Garnacho. Garnacho knows how to get to the final third, but then his decision making is just shit because he's not a good striker of the ball. He gets himself in situations where like, okay, what do I do now? And he always makes the wrong decision. There was that one chance where he had, I think it was it could have been from the Onana pass. I can't remember. And then he tried to square it. Instead of squaring it to Rashford, who was completely open, he tries to square it to Anthony. And then I think one of your defenders clears it. So it didn't go to either one of them. And I'm looking at that. I'm like, if Rashford was there in that half, playing on the left-hand side, running at Pedro Porro like that, he would do a lot more because at least Rashford's skill set is a lot better than Garnacho. He can strike the ball. He can actually, his dribbling is better. So he can create that half a yard where he takes a shot. We've seen him in certain games against, like even against Arsenal last season, where when he beat Partey and he hit one from outside the 18, that's a lot more than Garnacho can do. So people were ignoring that. I actually predicted a different lineup. I predicted Rashford to be back on the left because he's our main threat. And I predicted Sancho to play down the middle because he would fill in that midfield a little bit better. So it's easy to look here and laugh at the prediction, obviously when it's wrong, but let's add the context around it. The formation wasn't even thought what I thought it was going to be.
But forget the prediction and all that. Let's talk about what actually happened today. Because 20 here is saying my nasal cavities sustained severe damage watching Eric Ten Hag ball today. I don't know how you put up with that, brother Staffy. That ish stinks. And I want you to expand on the whole Ten Hag point, but there's only one thing you said earlier on that I disagree with. Because listen, we all got predictions wrong. It's the reason why I'm wearing a hat right now. But the one thing I would say in reverse to that, and we have to be fair, also, if Spurs took all their chances in the second half, this could have ended 4-5-0. Let's be honest. They got into dangerous positions plenty of time. Well. Yeah, I know. So I think it goes both ways. But just from a tactical perspective, because I heard you earlier on speaking on Ten Hag, if you just want to expand on that a little bit.
What part exactly? I said Ten Hag is on his second strike.
Ten Hag, the tactics today, like not in general, related to the day, more related to the day, you know?
I think I didn't know how to think of it in the beginning when I saw him put out the same 11 as the last game. I listened to his reasoning. He did a preview, a quick interview before the game, and the lady asked him. She was like, "Why did you go for the same 11?" And he was like, "Basically, the midfielders that we had last week, and basically the 11, they are much better than what they showed in the game. And basically, what he's trying to say is they should be better than that." So he's running it back because he's trying to say what we saw last week from them at Wolves is not a true reflection of what they could do. They should be a lot better on the ball. They should be a lot better off the ball. So he basically wanted to give him another try. You can look at it in two ways. You can respect that he persisted with his ideas and he wants to implement it. And he's saying basically last week was a false idea of what they could do, and today they might show what they could do. But at the same time, you can look at it and you're like, well, there's no accountability because a lot of players came out and they stunk up the gaff and no one got subbed. Where also you could look at Sancho and you could say, well, he had a good preseason. He did the false nine all of preseason, and when the league started, he stopped doing it. So he's like, why were you doing it in preseason if you're not going to implement it during the season, especially after such a bad game? You can be sitting there, and that's, by the way, this is not a Sancho prop thing. It could be any player. All these players that are sitting on the bench, Palestra as an example, you're sitting there and you're watching these players playing horrible 2 games in a row, and you're like, what am I supposed to do to get a chance? because Pelistri came on today, and there was that one chance where he almost got a penalty from, what was it, Davis? How many times a day did you see one of our wingers drive in and go to the byline like that and create danger? That was one of our most dangerous chances today, just because of the creativity and the way that he got himself in that situation. All our wingers are too predictable. They do the same thing. They all want to cut in, but it's so easy to defend against them. He's the only one that does something different, and he didn't get a chance. So when you're Pelistri, when you're Sancho, you're looking at it, you're like, these guys are playing horrible. Why am I not getting a chance? I'm playing 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and they're playing 90 minutes or whatever it is when they got subbed off, and there's no accountability. So Ten Hag has to hold it because of that. I don't think I get it that he wanted to prove his 11 right, but you did it. At the end of the day, you lost. I mean, I was going to say you lost again. He won last week, but 2 stinking performances in
He's
a row.
just shown himself up yet again that no matter who he brings in and no matter who he asks for, he still can't get this team right. And there's still problems in this team, regardless.
There's
It's
a lack
not
of
just
balance.
about missing. It's not just a centre mid missing. I feel like there's a few players missing, and like Sam just said, there's a lack of balance because you play Wan-Bissaka for the start of the game, but you're always going to need to bring in Dalot every game because Wan-Bissaka's not good on the ball. He's good defensively, but then he's going to get exposed when you guys try to play out from the back, and then he's susceptible to the press. And like you've got problems in a lot of positions and a lot of players, and he's still like you're a year into the project, and it's not that long. But you're going to turn into Arsenal fans real soon. I've already started to hear them say it. Oh, we're in the second year. This is.
I would never say that.
They're doing all the. No, you didn't say this, but other fans are already starting to say this. We're in the second year. We got to start trusting the process. Remember Arteta. They're all referring to what Arteta was doing in his second season, and they're already doing it. We all knew they're going to do it, but they're going.
They were probably the same people that said Arteta should have been sacked too. By the way. So
And
this is why I'll never subscribe to
100% going to be those people. And the thing is that I feel like you guys now are going to get a hard reality check. And as Manchester United do, you're always going to do, he's going to do a panic buy. You guys are going to panic buy real soon. Last 10 days of the window, you're going to throw some money at a player that's probably not going to fix all of your problems, guys, but it's going to fix one problem. It's going to probably look nice. It's going to sound nice, make Manchester United fans happy, but it's not going to be good for your team. And I just see you guys continue to just...
I just feel with, I said it before, said it in the background to these guys, to George and Bayat. I feel sorry for this Højlund kid. This guy has got so much expectation on him from people, by probably about 75% of your fan base who've only watched him in comps. Let's be honest, right? Because they don't watch Atalanta games. Let's be honest like that. He's coming in and trying to be saviour, and I just feel so sorry for him having to play up there because the pressure that's coming in from this guy that he's going to be like your saviour is immense. Do you think your fan base has got patience for him?
I think he'll score goals. Are you talking about? Wait, you're asking me about Ten Hag, or are you asking me about?
No, just Højlund in general. Do you think your fan base? Because I think he'll start off strong, but he might tail off like young players do all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like that. Do you think your fans have patience though with the type of football you're playing?
I mean, Andrew, we haven't had a real number 9 for quite a minute now. Even
That's
more
true.
so, I'm not really counting him because he's been injured for a while. And even him in the 9, he's more of a I don't want to say.
Today Martial came on, no?
He came on late. Yeah. This is his first minutes since the end of last season. He missed all of preseason.
Is Martial not leaning in his like 9th season at Manchester United?
Wallahi, I don't even want to have this.
Yes,
because he shouldn't be in the club. He actually shouldn't be at the club. He shouldn't be at the club, bro. But you know what? He's been injured for so long. No one came in for him this summer. Who's gonna buy him? So he was never going anywhere. I'm hoping he could be just a good backup option for us this season because we need depth there. But there's no future with Martial. If we're talking about this, it's such a waste of time because I think we're all here gonna agree that he shouldn't be there. And we'll just move on to the next topic because
the topic is still Ten Hag because I do want to hear your thoughts on this. Murad is saying, is it not common sense that your manager plays his best player in his favorite position? I think Murad's probably referring to the Bruno Mount dynamic right there.
I think he's talking about Rashford not playing because we're sacrificing Rashford into the false 9 to play an 18-year-old who's not the complete image yet. And the complete player on the left wing. I think it's insane. I think Rashford proved last season, even though I have so much criticism about his overall game, the guy has that X factor in him. He can get you goals in any minute, okay? He scored in so many big games before. He scored like 30 goals last season. So he's proven that he can, when he's being supported correctly, he'll get the goals. So what do? We switch him out and we put an 18-year-old who does nothing but run at defenders. By the way, I think he's very overrated. and that's one that I just wanted to put out there. There's a lot of things that I've been holding off on. In terms
Sorry,
of
who's
these
overrated?
players.
Garnacho.
Garnacho's so overrated. But we're sacrificing Rashford for him. So instead of trying to play our best player in his best position to get the goals, we're putting an 18-year-old on the. You shouldn't be that surprised, bro. If you have eyes, you can see that this kid is overrated. So Ten Hag has to hold a lot of corn today for what he's done. Formation, the positioning on the pitch of some of the players, still persisting with that midfield. I think he created a problem that he didn't need. I think he needed a ball progressor because Eriksen his legs were gone. He's a good technical player, but his legs were gone. And then instead of getting another ball progressor, he just got a B-Tech Bruno and put them next to each other. And basically, you're playing with 2 10s and a 6. So it just absolutely.
It's
I know
the
you're
most
enjoying that.
disgusting dynamic I've ever seen.
It's just horrible, bro. Wallahi, I wanted to turn off my my watch along today. I told him, I was like, if I wasn't doing a watch along, I would have turned off this game and went to do something else because there was nothing to watch. I knew with 20 minutes left, this game was over. There was nothing to watch with this team, and Ten Hag needs to answer that because you could have went and got a deeper midfielder, and you went and got Mount, and now we're talking about a new issue, which is Mount. We didn't have him last year. We should have solved our issues from last season, not add a new issue that cost us 55 million. You know, he's not that ball progressor. He's not that Pogba that we had for years. Even Pogba, when he played behind Bruno looked good because he had someone supplying him the ball. We just didn't have a 6 at the time. So
what are your real thoughts on the Mount situation? Because obviously Dinishel is trolling here. He's saying he deserves 500k with a player. But what are your honest thoughts on the Mount situation?
I didn't want him, bro. I didn't want him. And I'm not going to slate him like a lot of people want me to do because it's not his fault. It's the issue is the manager that got him in and put him in a role that he's not going to do well because of everyone around him. He is not what we needed. It's like if you're doing a puzzle right now and you got the wrong piece and you try to keep fitting it, it doesn't fit because it's not the right piece of the puzzle. And this is what Mount is right now. He's not the right piece of the puzzle to complete that midfield. And we just brought him in, and now this Mount is leaving Casemiro and what's his name, Bruno, look a lot more exposed because what's his name? Bruno wants to be that guy that just creates and misses. Even if he misplaces 100 passes, he just wants to be that guy that keeps creating. When we had Fred in that midfield, that was a little bit better of a dynamic because Fred won the ball back a lot. He actually pressed in high positions, but he also helped Casemiro. So that was a better balanced midfield. So adding Mount just never did. I'm not gonna cook Mount. I'm gonna cook Ten Hag for adding him. He should have never signed him, and now he's persisting with him every game to say that he's right. But it's not going to work until you at least add another midfielder with Casemiro. He needs to find a way to invert one of his defenders into the midfield, like City did basically last year with Stones. Because Stones, once he started inverting that midfield, and they had that box midfield of Rodri, Stones, De Bruyne, and Gundogan, the second half of the season they went crazy, and it just shows you how important it is sometimes to show your DM support. So the issue is also we only have one DM and he's injured and he's 18 years old.
So basically what you're saying, Staffy, is you want to play like us now. You watched us today.
I actually like the brand of football that you play.
You was inspired today by the way that we played with the inverted.
Listen, I might go on loan to Spurs.
You saw Pedro Porro and you was like, you know what? I wish that was us.
He wants to play Spurs, right?
You know what I gotta say this, and Staffy, you would know this, following North American sports. But on many instances, you have what are called coach killers, right? Those players that are signed by that coach and they live and die by that player.
100%.
Mount's going to be that coach killer. Kai Havertz is going to be that coach killer for Arteta. It's scary if Ten Hag is going to continue to be persistent with this guy year 2 because he's already losing. He's already losing the confidence of the fan base. I'm hearing it in spaces. I'm seeing some of the comments. Like Ten Hag's already losing it. If he persists with Mason Mount,
he will.
It is going to be a long season, man.
So here's the thing, right? The difference between United fans on Mount and Chelsea fans on Mount is United fans will turn quicker because he's not one of their own. So they'll turn quicker. So this will be, if he continues to play him, this will be Mount out within the next 3 months or so. Maybe even
100%. Man United is the most toxic fan base there is, and we know.
Well, because he's not one of their own. He's not one of their own as well, George.
It's not even that. It's just like, guys, you do understand it's been 10 years since we won a league. And for you came in, listen, Ten Hag, I love Ten Hag, and I defend him a lot, but I just have to keep it a buck, bro. This guy came in, and he talked about eras coming to an end, and you're bringing him out to do that. I cannot, bro.
He's not
cannot
an error.
dis-
He's
you
an error.
cannot. He ended Chelsea's era, Mason Mount, and then he's bringing him to. I think bro. It's like I don't even know what to say. How are we about to overtake City? Let's say City even slow down this year because a lot of people were like, "Oh, De Bruyne is injured, this and that." They might slow down. If City were to slow down this year, who's the next upcoming team? It's not us, and that's the part that really sucks. I get it. That's what I'm saying. It really sucks that we're not there.
You guys not the
I
next
don't think we're talking about. We're not talking about Liverpool today.
Yeah, we'll do some later.
No, we're not. No, we're
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
No.
We'll do some later. We'll do some later. I have a lot of hate for
He's
Liverpool.
trying to
But
deflect of their performance today. He's trying to deflect from their poor performance.
You know what?
You can't come at me. I won 3-1. Leave me alone, brother.
You know you didn't play good. Come on.
You're happy with the result, Hussam, but you're not happy with the performance.
Guys, this channel is called This Is Football.
You're right,
Today
you're right,
is
right.
the
We're not
Saturday review show for the other teams. I have a match reaction to do. I haven't spoken on my club yet, so I don't want to speak on it now, So tune in tomorrow to the match reaction, inshallah. If you want to see my reaction.
Did you cheer louder for the Spurs goals today or the Liverpool goals?
Look at these
Which
frauds.
ones did you cheer
He only comes in my chat, Andrew. This guy's only in my chat when we can see the goal. This is how much this guy does.
So you saw my comment and aired it.
Yeah, he was in Flawless's watch along as well. He was in Flawless's.
Yes, I was. I went to Flawless. He's like, "Oh, he made it members only." That fraud. But I was like, "Oh, I'm a moderator. You can hold that." I commented anyway. Big up to Vagabond who says Spurs should look at Yusuf and Siri of Sevilla. Even Lautaro Martinez, Spurs got cash. Why saying
we don't? Lautaro Martinez, that ship sailed, man. I don't want him now. I would have took him a few years ago. I don't feel like he's at the level that where he's going to take us to like. Do you know? I don't want to say he's a bad player because I really do like him. I do think he's a good player with a lot of talent, but I just don't think he's going to be the goal scorer that we need. And Yusuf and this, like, I don't want to sign these players. If I'm going to sign in someone, I want to bring in a young player, someone that's going to be good for the next 5 to 6 years, someone that can develop with our squad. Unless they're fully established, all these other players are just going to be.
You got to be smart. You got to be smart with whoever you get next because they're coming following Harry Kane.
100%. That's what I mean. And if you bring in a top player that's already established in, and I thought I like that. They're comfy in those surroundings. You come in for a big job. It's going to be too hard to replace Kane. Tony in January, though, I wouldn't mind looking at that.
I can't lie. The only problem is he only starts in January. That's your only problem. So if you can ride it out from now till January, that would be a good solution. But it depends if Brentford fleece you or not again after what they did with the Raya situation. So, the same way the Chelsea fans are like, all my homies hate Brighton. The Spurs fan like, all my homies hate Brentford. You guys have two mid-table rivalries right now.
I do think with that one though, Tony's got dirt on his name. Like he's not a lot of people want to be associated with him. So I don't feel like they're gonna have to take what they can get money wise for him.
I hear you. What else what are we gonna say? United fans refer to Arteta and Arsenal fans refer to Klopp. Meanwhile, Pep is stacking Prem titles, one on top of the other, says Waves. Hey, Waves, you know what the problem is? I can't even say shit back to that. I just wish we won the league in that quad season, man. I'd have had so much shit to say right now. Big up to you, man. Big up to you, Waves. Thank you for all the support you've shown us. Big up to Murad, says, if you need goals, I got your bag. We have a German one. Who are you talking about, Murad? German who plays for Arsenal.
Who else? Havertz.
Kai Havertz.
Oh, he's talking about Havertz.
German Dele Alli.
Oh, so you're saying like reunite Mount and Havertz?
Is he saying that to me? No, he's saying that to George. He said he needs a striker.
I think he's talking about me.
I need a lot to help me. I don't need a striker.
£105 million. Thank you very much.
Andrew, you know what? You're getting on my nerves day after day, man. I really do like you, but you need to stop reminding me of these numbers.
Just saying £105 million.
You don't have to rub it in my face every time, bro.
I
swear.
You know who do have problems as
I
well?
didn't even add the add-ons. That's just the general pay. That's 105.
I feel like another team that's got problems is that man up there. He's hiding. He doesn't want to talk about it. But Manchester City, they have some problems, man. In their attack, they've been looking poor in all three of their games I've seen of them. They've been poor in their attack.
Okay, before we go to Man City, because that is our next segment. Everyone said everything they want to say on Spurs Man United.
I just want to say one more thing. Everyone who sat here and enjoyed my misery, if you're not at least subscribing to my channel, I don't know what to tell you. This is the least you could do to pay your rent for what I've done all day. This is my third match reaction, and you guys are just here to laugh at me. So get me to 300 subs at least today. and I am done ranting, bro. You know, we can move on whenever you're ready. Don't look
I
at me
thought
like
you were
that.
gonna ask them to like this video and subscribe to this channel.
You know, Habibi, they already should know that. That is the rant for this channel. I was talking about my rant, but
I
if you
thought you
didn't
also-
pay your rent for this show right now, I
When-
mean, that's a little bit crazy.
When he said his channel, I thought he was referring to this channel. That's why I didn't.
I mean,
say
I am a house owner of this. You know, when they say بالعربي انت صاحب بيت, I feel like I'm a صاحب بيت of
100%.
this channel.
Yeah, he's like a
And
he's like
you
a
can
table.
forget what I just said.
100%.
Stop saying the table thing.
The table is in the
You say,
house,
"Oh,
bro.
you're
And
part
it's
of the
important.
furniture. You're the table." Yeah.
Think about it, because you survive without a table.
The say I just said to him, Sahib Bait means when you're such a welcomed guest. We basically say in
The problem
Arabic
is you
that
cannot
you own
translate
the house.
Sahib
You're
Bait
not-
in English and have the same meaning.
You can say the Sahib Bait is like to a point where like you're not a guest, you own the house. You don't really own the house, but that's how much you're
Yeah,
welcome.
you know, we could say
This guy
Mikasa
says
is
you're the
Mikasa.
table and you're the
You're part of the
cup
furniture.
hol- He said you're the cup
Yeah.
holder one time. Like what the hell?
You know,
That's
Staffy.
intro.
Listen, Staffy is definitely part of furniture. 850 people watching us, guys. We want to get to 1K today, so please do like the video, do subscribe. This is actually our most watched Saturday review show so far since we started this channel. So big up to you guys, man. Do slap that like button, do subscribe to the channel. Big up to Vacabond, big up to Dinishan, big up to Twinny, Michael, Waves, Ed, and Murad for the super chats. Big up to all the people who have shown us all the love and support since we started doing these and being consistent. This is our third video today. Tomorrow, inshallah, as well, there's 3 videos. There's a watch along. There's a match reaction, and there's a lahwa, of course, every Sunday. So make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Because, for example, there can't be almost 900 people in here. We ain't even on 400 likes yet. Meet me at halfway line, please. So do like the video now. Subscribe.
What's the Man United conversion rate or something with these likes?
Yeah,
What
what's
is
this Man United conversion rate?
Come
We
on,
need.
man.
Yeah,
Is
we
this
need
a
at
mount
least
pass?
30.
Is this a mount pass completion rate? What is this, man?
Come on, man.
Smash the
Come
like
on,
button.
man.
You freeloaders.
By the way, speaking of statistics, before we go to the City thing, Man United now in 2 games have conceded 40 shots, 4-0. That
To be
is
fair,
mad.
23 of them were against Wolves. And
That
was a
is
record since
actually
2000.
mad. That is mad.
Their midfield is ass. That's why. Midfield is
It really
Well, I've
is.
been saying that, Andrew, but people don't want to listen to me. They
Oh,
want
no,
to
no,
sit
no.
here and they just want to call me the league gunner
laugh-
of Manchester United. All right, I guess if
I
that's how you
laugh-
want to say it.
I laugh when people say Man United should challenge. If you actually watch Man United play, that's when this week in the previews. Oh, we're going to score 3. When are you going to?
No,
score
but that
3?
point works again. No, but that point works against them because, as I said in the space today, no one forced Ten Hag to pay 60 for Mount. It was his
True.
decision.
That's very true.
That's
He
the
is paying
thing.
his
So,
players.
no, but hear me out with Surfer. If he spends 60 badly, that's not on me.
No, that's true. That's true.
Because in my
He's
mind,
getting
it's
the
like
players.
you spent 400 million. How have you spent 400 million and you
Hussein,
aren't playing with your real identity yet?
Yeah.
Hassan, this is what I explained when people said we have improved in the midfield. I said that's not guaranteed because we didn't replace Ericsson with a like for like. People didn't want to understand this point, and I've been making it all summer. I've been on this channel more than once when you brought me on to talk about Mount. We replaced Ericsson with a different profile of player. Ericsson was playing deep in the midfield next to Casemiro, progressing the ball. We absolutely just removed that position and we put a guy who's playing right next to Garnacho and Rashford. So he's so high up the pitch. We didn't improve. We just changed the type of player that we're using. People just think Mount is better because he's younger, he's more physical, he scores goals, but that doesn't directly translate that you improved your midfield. You really didn't. You changed positions in your midfield and you have to expose. And people didn't want to hear that. That's why I honestly said we are so overrated this season. And anyone who thinks we will compete, and I said that I swear before a ball was kicked. I said if anyone thinks we're going to compete this year, they're either biased or they're just deluded and they don't understand.
And you think that's on Ten Hag, right?
It has to be. This guy spent all the money.
Glad.
If you
Yeah.
spent all
I'm
this
so
money,
happy Staffy is
Yeah.
not one of these shameless people who are just like Glazers.
Yeah.
Staffy been honest about this
I
whole
can
situation.
only blame the Glazers for not signing Amrabat so far, but that's a different topic. That has nothing to do with the signings that we brought in. Because he did get what's his name, Hoyland. He did get Mount. He asked for these guys. If he didn't get his
Anthony as well,
targets,
if you want to go last summer, Malasia, same thing.
yeah, I was talking about this summer, but yeah, overall, he has been getting his targets, and he's been the #1 guy in recruiting these players into.
Yep.
He has the decision making of who he brings in. So I can sit here and defend Ten Hag when he deserves to be defended, but there's no way I'm watching Postecoglou after 2 games having more identity on the pitch than we have in our second season. I can't allow that. I would be a liar and a hypocrite if I sat here and called that and didn't call
George
that out.
loved that one. He loved it. He
I'm-
loved
I
it.
did because
I'm going on loan to Spurs this season if they would take me because
You
I need
stop
to watch.
saying that publicly, Steph.
I need to watch some good football, bro. Listen, I only said it's a loan. I want to watch good football. That's it.
That's disgusting.
So I can never go with anyone else. Spurs is the
He's
least.
coming on loan. He's gonna pop some champagne and then he's gonna go back.
You know
over
we're
to
not winning
Man
anything
United.
over
You're
there,
gonna
anyways.
Big up to
Just want
Vegas.
to be entertained.
Sam would be crazy if we sell Balogun to Chelsea and he blows up and then Havertz end up being a bust for us. Vegas Gunner, don't take that personally. You know I love you and I don't even have a problem with your club. But that would be the most Arsenal thing ever. If Balogun bags like 25 prank goals and Havertz flops, that would be the most Arsenal thing possible. Because when Arsenal do the RVP, he wins the league title. But when you do it in reverse, Samir Nasri wins the league title. The reverse ain't really hitting like that. I'm going to be so honest with you, Vegas Gunner. Anyway, let's segue to the topic that we want to talk about next, which is, of course, the champions. Big up to you, Vegas Gunner. Big up to everyone. As I said, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe. The champions, Vater Games.
Yeah.
I continuously keep to say, and people just don't want to hear it, Newcastle hype. They don't want to listen. I keep saying Newcastle are getting way too overhyped, and people don't want to listen. I'll speak on the Newcastle thing in a second, but first I want to hear your opinion from a Manchester City perspective. What are you telling me, Vater Games?
Man, I mean, the hype's kind of justified. Top 4 last season, right? The hype is kind of justified. Defensively, they were sound last year. I mean, they surprised some teams, playing away and home, changing form, but they're a good squad. And I don't think it's fair to say the Newcastle hype isn't a thing, losing 1-0 to City. I don't think it's fair to be like,
No, I'll explain the Newcastle hype in a second.
Okay, fair.
My points are all going to be logical because you know I don't hate Newcastle. I don't have a rivalry, but I'll lay it down logically. So because I think the Newcastle thing is being overdone, but from a City perspective, no Haaland goal, no problem. 1-0 win.
Yeah,
I watched it, and you know,
I'll speak on it. So
yeah, go on.
Going into the game, man, I'm gonna tell you. I looked at that starting 11 and I said, we got a good enough 11 to win this. I said, we got a good enough 11 to win this. The league did us no favors having to play on Saturday when we just played on Wednesday, winning the Super Cup. So would I prefer to play Sunday, Monday? Of course.
That was criminal, Vader, by the way.
Yo, mad disrespect. As English and European champions, we should have at least played on Sunday, not playing on Saturday. But I looked at the 11. I was like, yo, we're good to go. We can get this win. We're at home. It's a fortress. I think we ended up now winning 17 at home, which is now a record for us. But I thought the 11 were going to be good. When I looked at the bench, however, when I looked at the fact that Silva's not there, KDB's not there, John Stones wasn't there, I was like, damn, we're going to be relying on Calvin Phillips. We're going to relying on Sergio Gomez. We're going to be relying on a young Maximo Perrone, Rico Lewis. I thought if we had to chase a goal, it was going to be a problem. But what I'm most impressed by is we could go into games saying, you know what, we're going to score one. We're going to get many opportunities to maybe score more, but we can afford to only score one because now defensively we're healthy. I'm knocking on wood. Defensively, I have confidence that, you know what, we're going to make life difficult for anybody. So the match itself, I would have been a lot more calmer that 80th, 85th minute if we got that second goal. I thought that what Foden was doing all game was magical. The man stepped in for KDB. And everybody wants to say, where's Foden been? Your star boy, what's he been doing? Unfortunately, the man's been hurt last season, and that's when all of you rivals and hyenas came out to want to talk about him, the season when he was hurt. But before that, he was doing his thing. I think a healthy Foden's going to show his talent again this year. KDB is going to be out. So we saw in this game how special Foden can be. And when that synergy, when that connection, when that chemistry, those of you that play FIFA, we got that green bar chemistry between Foden, Haaland, and Alvarez, it's going to be lights out. It's going to be a problem. The same way many teams want to fear Liverpool because of that attack, that attacking front three, I think it's going to be that same type of fear that you're going to get worried about Haaland, worried about Alvarez, and that goal from Alvarez was nasty. and Foden, because he's always direct, always attacking. So I thought we were good. I thought we were good for the game.
Alvarez is him.
Alvarez is that dude. Alvarez is that dude.
He's that guy. He is that guy.
If you want to look at the trophies that this man has collected, and he's been impactful, important along the way to every single trophy, the man's legit. I think it's going to be an interesting game for when Pep's got to manage him and Haaland, because both of them.
Yeah, but now
he
you don't really have to worry about that, because
right now,
still
no.
is the
Right
guy.
now, no.
Yeah.
Right now, no. And also the fact that we got so many guys kind of hurt, but it's going to be an interesting combination to keep those guys happy, Haaland and Alvarez, because both of them should be on that pitch. The game itself, we handled business. We showed why. As defending English and European champs, sometimes you just got to come away with the result and get that 1-0.
Is that a reason why you switched off your light? Because it's the city section, Staffy? Is that the reason? Because I can't lie, this is looking real bad for you right now. Is that why you switched off your light? That's my.
What does the light? What does the light have to do with it? It's
Before-
finally dark
before-
outside. I
listen.
can use my light, man. Don't stop
Before
these
we carry on the
agendas.
city
I have
section,
nothing
there's
to
two
debate.
there's two people addressing you. I just wanted to address them. I said Murad is saying come on loan to Arsenal because they're against City. Do you accept the
would-
proposal?
Fuck no. Never do that.
Damn. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a
okay.
straight up answer. And Josh says, "Big up Sam Staffy and panel." Important question: at what stage do we have to accept that Casemiro has turned into a Brazilian Teletubby?
Josh, listen, I'll tell you something about Josh, because Josh is always in my comments. Josh unfortunately takes it to an extreme level and he starts fat shaming players. So it's more than a
No way you just pulled the fat shaming card.
No,
on
he
a
actually
professional
does. No. That's what I'm telling you. He's in my
Behave.
comments, so I read him saying that a lot. So he likes to fat shame players a lot. So we can say that Casemiro is looking a bit sus right now, but you know, I'm not gonna call him fat and everything that you do in the comments. But
Does he look like he's got some more kilos?
he doesn't, because he sat there in my one of
There
my
you are.
streams.
No,
one
he's
time.
just lying. Straight up. No, he's just
He was arguing
lying.
for a
All
while.
the kebab memes, Staffy. You cannot lie.
No.
publicly.
Listen. Let me finish. He was arguing for a while why Kroos and Modric, when they saw him at the game, they were grabbing his cheeks. He was saying they even think he's fat. The guy take off his shirt, he's more fit than anyone I know. So he's not fat. He just has a fat face. But let's not fat shame players. He does that a lot. So Josh, I would
fat
recommend next
shaming.
time.
I can tell you're American, honestly. Big up to you, Josh. AJ says they try to compare Saka to Foden. This is generational talent, and he's finally getting the chance to play centrally. Absolutely boss the midfield. Big up AJ, who's a City fan, and then he comes back and says, "I can't thank Chelsea enough for Kovacic, bowler man." Listen, we all. I did enough Kovacic prop last season and the season before. I always said the only problem with him is his injuries, but I'll say this on City though. Today's win. Before we let George speak, because I know George was about to say some wild shit. I think City's win today is the reason why they win league titles. And it's the reason why we won the league title in 1920. 2-1 wins and 1-0 wins matter more than 4-0, 5-0 wins. I will, like as they say, I will die on this hill. I will continue to say this over and over and over again. 2-1, 1-0 wins are a lot more important than any 4-0, 5-0, 6-0 win. Because a 1-0 today, make no mistake, Newcastle played well. Newcastle weren't stinky. Newcastle weren't crap. Newcastle weren't shit. Newcastle actually had chances. They got into dangerous positions. But the difference is City are serial winners, and Newcastle haven't been there and done that. And this takes me to the Newcastle hype. I'm not using today as a measuring stick, but how many times do we have to say Newcastle are not that guy yet? People who always, I understand people respecting Newcastle, but people always go over the top. Newcastle are about to play Champions League football for the first time in 30 years. They are in pot 4, meaning they might end up with a Bayern or a PSG or a Real Madrid or a Barcelona or one of the elite clubs in Europe. Meaning they are about to have 3, 4, minimum 5 tough fixtures in the Champions League with a squad that has 3 or 4 players who have Champions League experience. How are we honestly thinking that won't affect their league form? These players ain't used to this Saturday, Tuesday, Sunday, Wednesday shit. They ain't used to it. That's why whenever someone says Newcastle, with all due respect, they signed Tonali. Okay, great signing, but can we stop acting like they signed Ronaldinho or Mbappe or something like that? This is what we need. So people just need to chill on Newcastle a little bit. Let's see how they perform this season, because doing it this season is going to be a lot more difficult. So yeah, that's the thing.
I
George,
think
what
the
do you
big
want to say?
difference. No, the big difference between Newcastle as well and the other teams like ourselves, Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea, like the proper top six, is that we have the experience playing European football. Like, our clubs know how to manage it. They know what it takes to manage 2 games a week. And Newcastle have never done this before. They haven't done this in a very long time. So when they come into the conversation and they're going to be playing Champions League football, playing their best team in midweek and then playing their best team on the weekend, they're going to struggle. We saw today.
You're looking at the entire club. I'm saying probably Son has more Champions League appearances than the entire Newcastle squad.
That's what I was going to get onto. You're
Just
looking at
Son
some
alone.
of the players.
Where are we going with this, man? Like
they're relying on players like Almiron, Joelinton, players that they had good form last season in the Premier League, but we all know that when it comes into the big games in the Champions League, you can't rely on these types of players. They're not going to turn up for you. And when they don't turn up for you, who are you looking at on the bench? No one. You're looking at the likes of Aaron Gordon,
Joe Willock,
like Joe Willock. You're not looking at top players. Sean Long, stuff like what is it? These aren't players that are going to be playing at the top level that we would have at our clubs. They're really not ready for it. And Newcastle, they've been so gassed up, honestly. Like, I keep hearing this top 6, they're part of the top 5. I do think they're a good team still. I don't think they're poor, but they're not ready for this season. I do feel like they still need to make plenty of more signings before they start putting themselves in the top 4 conversation again. They're going to have some problems. And I just don't think they're as good as people say. But just Man City, very briefly.
Yeah, because you said some wild shit earlier on. Don't think we didn't hear. Go for it.
No. I still agree with you. This is the reason why they win leagues, because no matter how bad City play, they still manage to get over the line. And they're missing, I say, quite a few key players today, and they still play the same way. But they're missing that cutting edge. They're missing that ruthlessness in the final third that they had at the back end of last season, where they were against Arsenal. You saw some of their best performances. Like against the back end of last season, you just saw their team beating teams out 3 or 4 goals, taking every chance that they get, and they weren't playing games. The start of this season, the Community Shield in the past 2 games, City have looked a shadow of themselves. I know De Bruyne's not there, but without De Bruyne, Haaland's not the same. He's not finding the same amount of chances. Of course, against the Burnley, he had a great game, but apart from the 2 chances that he did get, he wasn't really as dangerous as you would expect Haaland to be. And I still think that, he's going to score a lot of goals. You can't take that away from him. But you guys are going to struggle. I do think over the next couple of months, especially without KDB, if you don't sign a direct winger or someone that's very creative on the ball, like Paqueta, who you was looking at, you guys are going to struggle to replace KDB's creativity, and you're not going to score as many goals as you need.
No disrespect. Change your face, change your voice. Someone said the exact same thing at the start of the season last year. We start slow. That's what we do, man. We start slow. We get over-criticized with the Community Shield every time. We get criticized for the first 2 games. I think we ended up losing 1-0 to you guys a couple seasons ago. They always write us off. Well, we're not in the form. We grow into it, man. I hear you. The struggle does look like it's going to be consistent. But Pep always tinkers and figures a way to use the ingredients that he has for the moment, and then allows the other ingredients to come in when they're ready. Unfortunately, it's players that are hurt that really has us in this mix-up right now.
I love how he's saying ingredients that he has like it's a struggle story. I love how he just said that. You think we're gonna allow you to do this shit like that? Come on, Vader. Don't.
All right, man. You know what I mean.
So
he's got 10 days. He's got 10 days to buy Wagyu beef, some truffles, some of the best shit known worldwide.
Don't you agree that you need to buy? You need to make a signing, though.
We do need to buy. We do need to buy with the exits of a Gundogan, a Mahrez. I mean, and I guess it's kind of earmarked right now.
Essentially, a winger and a midfielder. That's what Waves is saying.
Yeah. Our defense is set. We don't need any new additions in the defense. Even with Cancelo and Laporte leaving, I don't think we need anything extra.
I agree with you.
We do need a midfielder, and we do need a wing. Yeah. And you know what? A wing play that could be versatile to play on left and the right. To be honest with you,
here's my thing, right? And I understand they might struggle, but I'll go back to Sam's point. That's why they'll win the league, because they beat a Newcastle team who are far better than most teams in this league by far. Right. And I think what played today, I think Newcastle showed them too much respect, but I also think that City were in control for most of that match, apart from the last 15 minutes when Newcastle had a little spurt, but I can't remember Edison being like bombarded with shots or stuff like that. And by the way, his kicking today was absolutely brilliant. Edison's passing out from the back. Brilliant. But that's why I go back to Sam said. That's why they win the league, because Haaland barely had a sniff. But they'll win 1-0 quite a lot probably this season, because no one's going to really test them. They'll have like a little draw or something, and someone will beat them. But
I need to see Surfer. I need to see this Newcastle against Liverpool.
Yeah,
they were rugged. They were attacking. They were aggressive.
Too respectful.
Yes and no, because they're playing away.
No.
I understand them being a little, to your point, being a little too respectful and maybe not all out against us, but they're playing away at the Etihad.
Their record at your place is absolutely atrocious. Yeah, Newcastle's record, it is. People don't look at records enough. I know they're playing better, but records matter sometimes, and they are absolutely woeful. Well, most teams are at the Etihad, but do you know what I mean? But I just Phil Foden today. Can I just say, any Chelsea fan who thought Mount and Foden were in the same sentence, you deserve to be silenced. Not permanently, just silenced.
Why do we keep going back to Mount?
I'm just saying.
Stop it, man.
I'm just saying. They're in the same group. They're in the same age group.
That a dog?
They're in the same age group. Hey, it's not my problem. He's yours now. But I'm just saying, it's like, it's like. But
I'm going on loan, I said.
Foden today was just. This is it. This is
yeah, but he need to do this more though. That's the thing.
Yeah, this is his time.
He has these moments in him. He does this every now and then, but he needs to do this more. That's all we're saying.
Yes, he needs to do it more consistently. And I think listen, let's see what he does. Hopefully Pep doesn't overplay him a bit, given the injuries that you have, because that could be it as well. But he was sensational today. Some of the touches, and Alvarez, this is him now. Imagine 2 more years under Pep. If Pep stays 2 more years. You know what I mean? It's like, my God. He is.
They have that Haaland replacement ready.
Oh my God!
They don't even need to buy a replacement.
But Sam, they've got the Haaland replacement playing with Haaland at the moment. That's the thing. They've got him playing with Haaland at the moment.
And as soon as Alvarez is like the starter, they'll probably get some other young guy from one of these leagues to just become the next Alvarez, if you would like. Like Staffy's getting cooked though about his hat. How does Staffy wear both a Dodgers and a Yankees hat? Typical United fan. Oh, Karen looking smooth with the shave. I think that's correct to you, Winter Suffer. Like the video, you bums, 700 million. I can't lie. I agree with the final part. Like the video, you bums. Definitely. You definitely need to like the video, you bums, right now. Hit that like button. Mike, can you explain the hat situation?
I am not a Yankees fan. I've never watched baseball a day in my life. This is more of an LA symbol rather than the Dodgers, because Dodgers still have their own logo. Same as the New York hat that I have. If you don't have any allegiance for any of them,
Yeah, I haven't watched Batman.
But Mike, if you just want to know where I'm getting my hats from, that's all you can ask, bro. I'll send you the website. You don't need to hate.
Big up Mike. Mike is one of my guys as well. Big up Mike, man. Dunk on his ass. Don't listen to him. Big up to you, Mike. AJ says, I know an LFC fan ain't talking about Foden. AJ, why do you always make it tribal? Let me just tell you this. 4 or 5 years ago, it was Trent and Foden are the 2 generational players. Trent has lived up to the hype and probably even delivered a bit more. Foden has had hype moments, but he needs to do more individually. That's all we're saying. Because I'm going to be honest with you, you cannot be dragged into Saka conversations. Like, let's just fucking be real.
But the only time he got dragged into that
cannot happen.
He got dragged into that Saka conversation because Foden was hurt last season, despite starting off like brilliantly.
There you are.
No, the man got hurt, and then they want to chat and start talking about Saka being better than Foden. Come on, man. When both of them are healthy, now let's see what the mix is.
I think Saka is better than Foden currently. I'm taking Saka over Foden. I'm gonna just be honest.
I would say
biased. I'm being.
That's what, right winger.
No. I would agree in saying that originally I was always the Foden fan, and I do think Foden's technically better. He's got a higher ceiling, higher potential, but Saka's definitely doing more for his team at this current moment in time, and Saka's been the performer. When we talk about
the last man,
we have to be honest. If we're talking about application, when you talk about a player that's actually doing it on the pitch, because we can always talk about what the ifs and buts and the maybes about players, but we're talking about application. Saka's the definition of the past season, or every season he's been in the Arsenal team. The more he's played, the better he's got, the better the team's got, and the more goals and assists he's got. It's not like his output's gone down or it's been up and down like a Rashford. It's only improved. He's been on steady progression.
It's fantastic.
Foden's not
Saka-
been on a steady progression, so I feel like you can't say that he's better.
The only reason why it hasn't been a steady progression is because of last season when the man was hurt. Until I see Saka show up in European competition and deliver like I've seen Foden do, I'm not giving him that edge yet. Saka's had the liberty. I don't wish any player to be injured, never. But that's been the difference maker for why there was so much chat about Saka last season. Before that, you weren't.
Foden, I'm looking at it now. Foden had his best output season last season. And again, you're talking about the injury. That's his best Premier League output season for in a Manchester City shirt.
My issue
And
is
personally
what I
think
just
he had
told
a
you
decent
was not.
season.
It's not just domestic. Until I see. Go ahead. Until I see Saka, because let's be real, he did not show his quality or level in Europa last year. He did not. So until I see him do it, when Foden was doing it in Champions League, then I'll have the conversation.
I'm gonna hear it because I'm gonna let that agenda run. I agree. No Arsenal.
Here's an idea that Saka.
He's doing a Spurs shirt, that's why.
I'm waiting to see it too. Arsenal have not proven nothing in Europe, and I'm waiting to see any of these players.
There you are.
Show me something.
I knew it was coming. I just
George, it's not even that. Let Saka turn up for the last 10 games of the season like he hasn't done in the past 2 seasons. Then turn up there in the business centre.
Look at these salty Chelsea Spurs fans, man.
He hasn't turned
Saka's
up.
a great player. Don't listen to these guys, Arsenal fans. They're jealous because they have no star boy currently. That's just how it goes. One guy's star boy is the captain and he's injured all the time. The other guy just don't have a star boy straight up, so it's difficult.
Sam can say as many nice things about them as you want. You can tap them up as early as you want, and they will still reject you in a few years.
Sam, your Arsenal praise is
we all know it. You're used to it now. Enzo,
it's not Arsenal praise to say Saka is better than Foden. That ain't Arsenal praise.
He's not though. But
yeah, I think many people think that. By the way, Staffy, who's been quiet this segment, he thinks that too. He thinks Saka is better than Foden as well. And I've heard
wait, hold on.
I've heard you say it. I've heard you say it with my own ears on the terrace.
When did I say that? I never said. I did one show with you on the terrace. No way the topic was Saka and Foden.
You think KDB going down? I'm trusting Saka over Foden. You're crazy.
Staffy was having a nice 5-minute break.
I do feel like if you had Saka in your team, you'd have more goals right now. You'd have a better provider for Haaland. You'd be a lot more creative on the right side, especially.
People say zoom into Staffy. What do you guys want
with
to see?
KDB out, I'm trusting Foden to play center. I'll
see,
stick Saka out on the wing. Yeah, he could play out there on the wing.
Leave Staffy alone. Leave him alone.
Someone was like, Staffy's sitting in the dark, sad. I was like, bro, I had to turn off the lights to turn the sign on. Like, I can't have lights.
They said we need to check up on you after Staffy, man.
Listen,
big up to my guy Wave, who says this City team is Pep's best team defensively. I agree. And that's why earlier on when I said about the whole 1-0, 2-1 thing, I'm just being real with you guys, man. Those are the games.
Kanji was class again tonight, man. He was just class tonight, man.
Those are the games that win you leagues. It ain't about the 4-0s, man. Big up to you. Gavin says Ansu Fati to end up at Man City and kill it. Yo, that's low key, not a bad take. But the only negative for Fati is his injury record. That's something that smart clubs don't like to mess with. That's just how it goes, Gavin. But thanks so much for the super chat, and that's actually a very solid point to make. Saka's my guy, but he needs to come through in a big moment, second half of the season, or in a second half of the season, we're doing a title charge, or in a final. He usually fades. Listen, let's be honest. The Premier League's greatest ever player doesn't have a goal in a final. Erling Haaland, who's
he showed up at the end of the season.
The current best
doesn't have a goal in a final.
Does not have
but
a goal in a final.
I'm praising Arsenal realistically only. I'm not saying any wild shit. I do agree though. Saka needs to appear in the big games at the end of the season when it matters. That is something that I agree with completely, and I've said that about both him and Martinelli. In the words of Hamza, it's all good scoring against Forest at home, but we need you at these last 10 games. Then we're gonna talk. If you do it in the last 10 games, then we're gonna
Vegas
talk.
knows ball.
Anyway, listen. Big up to Vegas Gunner. Big up to my guy Gavin, Mike, Josh, AJ, Vacabond, Dinishan 20, Michael, Waves, Ed, and Murad for the super chats. Big up to all of you guys. There's still 750 people watching us even at this time of the night. So big to you guys. Make sure you're all slapping the likes. Make sure you're all subscribing to the channel. The like count We need to get the likes up, guys. So please do like the
We
video.
need to
Please
get
do
up by
subscribe to
another
the channel.
100, man. We can get
Yeah, we need another
100
100 minimum.
Yeah, the likes
Why
are
do
not
you?
good, bro.
Why are these likes? Why these likes are like Saka not showing up in the last few games of the season, man? Smash the like button, please.
No, I'll tell you something. These likes are like our conversion rate today against Spurs. You know, no end product whatsoever.
Unbelievable.
So enough with that conversion rate. Go like the video, guys. The
Like
likes are
literally,
shameful right now.
100%.
Stop
100%.
doing that. Are you mocking?
By the
Are
way,
you mocking Vader?
No. I'm mocking you. By the way, the result of the poll is Saka 6%, Foden 40%. Fair enough. We'll see what this season brings in terms of that conversation, because I can't lie. Ask certain players how slowly, this whole thing happens. Foden clutch goal versus Spurs in 18-19 in a tough game. I'd say Foden has had more big moments. I have no problem saying that, but I just think, as George said, effectiveness matters too.
It's
I
funny
think
that
he's
they're
just-
talking about that goal. That goal he scored, I'm pretty sure, was in between the time that we knocked them out of the Champions League, pretty much the game before that. So, great goal, very important it was. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. it was.
Da-da-da-da. Big up to you, Waves. So look, final segment. I don't want to keep these guys for too long, because I know, it's quite late. George is quite a busy person as well, because he's got a couple of things to do. But I just want us to touch on Brighton and the Chelsea West Ham game tomorrow. So we'll just go to we'll go to Winter Surfer. Just let him speak on the game tomorrow, and we'll take it from there in terms of anyone wants to touch on Brighton or on the game tomorrow, or whatever you guys wanna talk about. Go for it. So go ahead, Surfer.
Yeah, I'm pretty optimistic for tomorrow. I've never looked forward to a West Ham game like this before in my life. This is how much this transfer window has done to me. It'd be interesting to see what formation he plays, because there's no way, Sam, you and I would have predicted we would have started with that formation against your mob last week. There's no way. No Chelsea fan predicted that whatsoever. See if Caicedo starts. I don't think Lavia will. I think he might be on the bench. I know he's registered in time, but Caicedo will, and Fernandes. Maybe we'll get the LFC in the second half, but it's all good. But listen, it's going to be a tough game for me. So it is. It always is going there. I'm a good record, but I want us to obviously not concede any free kicks close to the goal with James Ward-Prowse there. But for me, I'm confident in our midfield and our defence. It will just be about whether we can take chances. That'll be it. When we create them, we've got to take them, because we're not clinical yet at all. Nicholas Jackson had a good debut against Liverpool, but he did not take easy chances. That one in the first half against your lot, when he hit it on the half volley, but it was like 6 yards out when he hit it over in the first half, a good cross. That needs to be better, because we're not going to be that team at the moment that's clinical enough. We're going to have to be like win 1 and 2-1s, something like that. But I'm quite confident winning tomorrow. And after that, we've got quite a good run of fixtures. I think we've got Luton next, and then Forest next, and stuff like that. But it would be a difficult game, but I am looking forward to it. Reece James out again, inevitable. So I want to see what Gusto does. And yeah, I'm quite excited. If you asked me this like 3 months ago about looking forward to Chelsea game, I wouldn't even have a conversation with you. Because
Just one question before we open the floor up, because you spoke on Gusto.
Mm.
The whole Reece James situation.
Yeah.
It's causing an uproar in conversations in your own fan base. So it's not me trying to create something. It's a conversation that is happening. The Reece James thing, where do you lay with it all?
So for me, this is now the fourth or the fifth hamstring in nearly 2 years, I think it is. So we all know that when you're compensating, your body's compensating for other injuries, every other area gets injured. But for me, if it's the same leg or even both, I would have this time should be him having a full medical workover to see what the issue is. Because he's not fat, but the way he's built, I don't think is conducive to a right back role. The way he's built like a tank. Let's face it, right? He's probably the most built right back you've ever seen. But the problem is, you can't bomb up and down the field like that all the time.
His build is like a 90s striker.
Yeah, it is. It is. You're right. It is.
It's like Duncan Ferguson type shit. That's what he's built.
If you put him next to Gusto, you would think he's Gusto that's gone to Munich and got them supplements like Goretzka did. Remember when Goretzka was skinny and he got the supplements like that?
He's got some creatine.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, he's like hulked up. But for me, if he doesn't get surgery for this time, and they say he's only weeks out, and he gets injured again, you've got to then force him to sort it out. The problem I have is like, I wouldn't have given him a captaincy. It's a PR stunt. I would make him earn the captaincy. So I would say to him, no, and I would lay this down for him. I say, you've got to at least go 2 years without major injuries. Like, of course, like, you know, like leg breaks and something.
So who would have gotten it? Surf.
I would have given it to Thiago Silva.
Okay.
Because
I thought you just said Sterling.
No. No. I don't think Sterling. The thing is, I don't really place much on captain material anyway, but I just don't think Sterling would have been even considered. That's why I said to you, like, remember last week, I think it's 2 weeks ago, I said, who's the third and fourth choice captain? Because you gave Reece the captaincy and Chilwell the vice captaincy is also injury prone. But you're right, though, in Reece James, he needs to sort himself out, or he can't be in the conversations with best right back. He just cannot. Availability is the best attribute any footballer can have. And you can't be in that, no matter how good you are, at certain points, when you're missing 20 games a season. Especially this season, we're only playing once a week.
Yeah.
So if he misses, like, he's already going to miss about 8 games, I think, already. We're only playing once a week. So I'm just glad now, unlike last year when we had Aspie, who's done, but still a legend. Now we've got Gusto in as well. And I think he's going to do very well. Defensively. Yeah, he's going to do very well. So I'm happy with that. So the Reece James injury, while disappointing, it's not like, oh no, we haven't got anyone to. We have to play Chalobah at right back or something like that. But no, we got Gusto in. So, but it is disappointing again. It was inevitable though. He was going to get injured. It just happens all the time. So, you know.
Okay, fair enough. And before we open the floor up so the other 3 guys can chime in, I just want to say, inshallah tomorrow, just like I hated along today, I'm gonna hate along. Tomorrow, inshallah, wake up. Inshallah, we all wake up happy and safe and healthy. I'm gonna feel like a hammer when I wake up. I'm gonna be such a West Ham fan. I will be a bigger hammer than people born in Essex. Like, you understand how much of a hammer I will be? It's just, listen, the hatred is real. And people keep saying you're salty, you're triggered. Of course I'm fucking triggered and salty. Why do you think?
Wait,
like, what,
Sam,
do you want me to act like I am salty. I am triggered. Of course I am. I'm a human being. I'm only
Google Maps.
Andrew sent him the map. That's how he knows about us.
West Ham.
How does he know what the West Ham fans?
You know how petty I am? If I wake up real early, I'm gonna go to the toy store and buy one of them bubble makers. I'm during this time. I'm that fucking salty. So, yeah.
Just because you're still mad about the transfer window, is that why?
Hell yeah.
You know, Vader.
When are you gonna let it go?
You know, Vader, I don't appreciate you asking me that question as a rich person. I'm homeless. I don't like that. That's very disrespectful.
You're not homeless.
You are. You're one of them homeless people.
You're not homeless.
In terms of DM, he is homeless. He is homeless. He has no DM. He got restricted on DMs like me today on Twitter. I got restricted.
The homeless man that has
I got to end though. I got like a 10.
Exactly. Tell him.
Is that the same homeless man that has enough money to buy any DM they want in the world right now, who just tried to spend the world record transfer in the Premier League? This is that homeless man.
You know, actually, George, now that you said that,
this is the homeless man that has a home. He has a mortgage paid for, but he still goes on the streets to beg. This is the homeless man that he is.
Their manager, hold on, Klopp is so shameless. Hold on, Klopp is so shameless. I've seen a tweet today. This guy had the nerves to come out before and complain that he doesn't just get the spending fee, you know, like Chelsea does. But in reality, they did have the money, and they tried to sign what's his name, Caicedo, for a world record, a British record. That got rejected, and now he's back bitching, saying that he doesn't have anyone.
Staffy heard like 5% Liverpool indirectly mentioned, and he came off mute directly.
Because he's such a hypocrite, bro. You
guys keep claiming man.
You don't let me talk about Liverpool and Al-Ahwa.
We will. I promise you we will, inshallah, tomorrow. Tomorrow we will.
I'll tune in. I'll be in the comments tomorrow. Because
we all know.
Can George answer my question? Who do you hate more, Chelsea or West Ham?
Me.
Yes.
I hate Chelsea. West Ham are my
rivals.
I don't compete with West Ham. I'll be real. West Ham, my little bros. I look at them. I've been like, even I used to go to West Ham games just for fun because that's little bros, man. Like they're dead. They're rubbish. They're just a local club that you go and help support, and you try to put some money in their pocket every now and then. But
Yeah.
they're never gonna be a threat for me or my team or what we're doing over on the big side of London.
Are Brighton a threat?
Yeah, Brighton are most definitely a threat. Brighton are a threat because their scouting and their recruitment is so damn good. And Mitoma, I saw him get that goal again today. He's not stopping, man. He's really that guy. And if it's not January, then next summer, I don't know if he has to be at one of the biggest Premier League teams. He has to get the move. He's 80, 90 million, whatever people need to pay. Mitoma's really that guy, and he's worth that money, man. He's just such a top baller. And Brighton are going to be trouble. They're going to be trouble this season. And who's got them? I think United, Staffy, you've got them coming up in 2 weeks, right?
After the international break.
After the Arsenal game. That's it.
It's actually insane.
We play Arsenal first.
Listen, put joking aside. Genuinely speaking, on a real level, it's insane how United made Wolves look like Brazil, and then Wolves play Brighton and just get humiliated at home. I'm not even taking a shot. I'm just being real. I'm genuinely being real. Like Wolves actually looked like a team against Man United. You're like, wait, Wolves could actually survive this season. And then you watch the Brighton game, and you're like, what the hell just happened? Like,
but there's also
Brighton
Old
play
Trafford
football.
tax.
No, you guys play your counter. Eric Ten Hag's just doing Ollie counter ball. He hasn't figured out his style of play yet.
No,
so that's why they look so bad.
Oh, he went there. He just said Ollie.
He
just said
not
Ollie.
really,
That's a
not
trigger
really.
one. He's triggered now. 3, 2, 1.
No, not
Go
really,
ahead.
because we can't say we're just a counter-attacking team, but then we're complaining that our midfield is exposed. Both of them can't exist together. If your midfield is exposed, it means you're high up the pitch. If you're counter-attacking, it means you're compact and you're sitting behind. So, I sit here and I criticize my team, but let's let's be a little bit more objective with the criticism.
Do you know what's frightening?
The Brighton football looked shit like Ollie. I'll get that, but we don't actually just sit back and defend.
Is Jose your Chelsea friend?
Yeah, why is he here?
Yeah, big up Hussam on reaching 20k. Big up to you, my brother. You're showing me more love than Staffy. Staffy, I know United need help in midfield. You know Gallagher's available on workhorse. Eric Ten Fraud send offers.
You know, Jose knows. He knows from old people how much I hated Mount when he played for. I used to diss him all the time. I used to be like, "Your team is shit. You have Mount as your best player," and then God said, "Whoa, hold on. You can't be doing that to people. That's not nice." Here. And then he gave me Mount. And now I'm humbled for I don't know how many more years. So Jose,
hey, Staff, you know the problem. Gallagher actually served his purpose last week against Liverpool. He actually played well.
Do you want to hear something funny, actually, Andrew, now that you said that? You know that he won more duels. Gallagher won more duels last week, 10 of them exactly.
Yeah.
More than Casemiro did today. Casemiro won 6 of 21.
That is mad.
But Sam, Brighton.
6 of 31.
You're not scary about Brighton, Sam. They don't have a proper striker.
Big up Jose.
No, they have.
I'm not hearing that with Ferguson. I'm not hearing that.
No. I think Ferguson will. I mean, at the moment, I think Ferguson will.
Did you see how much price tag they put on him? 110 million already.
110. Wow, they're used to that.
Yes.
That is Brighton, though. That is Brighton.
Yeah, that's Brighton right there. And you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna take the 110 million, buy 15 Evan Ferguson.
So did I hear Matoma 80 or 90 million? Sorry, you forgot to put a 1 before any of those numbers. They're gonna want like 120 or 130 or something like that. Trust me.
Even though you got the player, 115 for Caicedo.
Oh, it's embarrassing. No, it's not so rag on Liverpool. It's embarrassing.
100%. Even 110 that we put in is also mad. It's too
100. 100. Triple figures is embarrassing. That's what it is.
It is for a DM, unless he's like a transcendental. But anyway, Staffy, Vater, just your thoughts on the Chelsea thing and the Brighton thing before we wrap up. Let Vater go first.
Yeah,
he's a winner today, so we'll let the loser have the last one.
That's very kind of you. I think it's for Chelsea. I'm watching these games. I'm looking closely because the spend intent from you guys this year, the amount of money that, and again, I know money isn't everything, but the amount that you spent, it means something. So I'm watching. I need to see what you guys do. Like you said, you're playing one game a week. You guys are dangerous. You have quality. Yeah, it's figuring out whether Poch can get the ball to gel. But you guys are dangerous. You spent well and you spent aggressively. I think this game's gonna be very telling. I know I expect you guys to win, but we'll see where that goes. And then for Brighton, talking about that game, they're quality, man. They're quality. Brighton's. I think it's because of their style of play. Their style of play puts every opponent under the pressure. And I'm admitting this as a City fan. It puts every team under pressure, and then it's just on whether you can cope. So, quality games coming down the road. But this Chelsea
shout out to Solly March. Solly March with another 2 goals today. Very underrated. Players.
Another 2. All right.
Another 2. Yeah. Very underrated.
Past years, Tottenham games, United games, and Chelsea games would usually have me fall asleep. This season, not so much. Not so much. It's gonna be
let's just kind of unpack that just quickly before we head to Staffy. You know that the biggest nap I had the entire year was after Chelsea Burnley when Tuchel was manager. I genuinely just all I did was, because see, I record, my bed is right here, like it's within touching distance, right? I literally just put my head on the pillow and slept for 6 hours. No exaggeration. As soon as that, there was a game. It might not have been Burnley, but there's a Chelsea game that ended either 1-1 or 0-0. Bro, I put my head on the pillow and I just 6 hours. It actually ruined my entire sleep schedule for a week. I'm not even capping. Like, I wish I'm capping, but I'm not. For a whole week, I just slept when I was supposed to be up and was up when I was supposed to sleep, just because of Chelsea Football Club. So, I can't lie. Their football's trash, bro.
What a difference a manager makes, man. What a difference. But I don't think I'll be
in Tottenham's footsteps. Pochettino. Now Tottenham is the air on London. It's crazy. Staffy, on the Chelsea and the Brighton thing before we wrap up.
I don't say Brighton like that.
This guy's accent.
Here's some. I'm loving the accent, by the way.
I don't say Brighton.
It's
Brighton. Brighton. Not Brian.
Brighton.
Stop making fun of Vader's accent.
Yeah,
Can we go to Brighton and look at the seagulls?
This guy's an idiot. The Seagulls are actually very good. They made a mockery out of Wolves, and they indirectly made a mockery out of us. Because I'm sitting there watching 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0. I'm like, God, that's a team that we struggle against at home.
See, I wasn't bantering. You said the same thing I said.
No, and I agree with you. I agree with you.
He just doesn't like you saying it. That's the difference.
That's the way he said it.
That's the difference. He agrees with you. He just doesn't like you saying it. That's the thing.
Wait, why didn't you put Sam's wife and you put Staffy's wife? This guy is
because I understand him, so I do what I want. That's why. Yo, Staffy, that's how you made it on this community, because they only put wife for the Tom Little has a Tom Little's wife. That was the worst one.
Oh yeah, I remember that one was on the terrace. I thought that was there's Hassam's wife, there's Staffy's wife, But anyways,
I will not get involved in your domestic Hassam's wife. So stop asking me.
Listen, I'm not married.
Listen, these guys are lucky that Hassam is not married, because if he was married, he would take so much offense to that joke. So if he does get married, you better delete that account. But anyways, no, Brighton are a great team. I'm seeing stats. Like I didn't really watch a lot of what they did today because I was getting ready for my stream. But some of the stats that they had, especially last week, I'm hearing Mitoma had the most touches in the box between all players in the league. He had 10 touches in the box. It just shows you how advanced their football is. Their football is so easy on the eye. I mean, I'm talking about going on loan somewhere. I might as well go on loan to Brighton, because that's guaranteed beautiful football to watch almost every week. They deserve a lot of credit for what they're doing there. They changed their manager last season, got in another manager, and they're still playing the same good football, if not better, And they get rid of their star players every season, and they still play great football. So a lot of respect to them. They deserve everything that they're getting and all the praise that they're getting. Let's just see how they do in Europe. I really hope that they do something. I think they're in the Europa League with these mugs right here. So I hope they win the Europa League. So Sam has nothing to celebrate this season, even though he doesn't give a shit about.
Brother, the way you're moving, you're gonna meet me in the Europa League. I dare you use.
Brother, with the way with the way
I
we're
dare you
moving,
use Bruno Monte Casemiro at the Bernabeu. I dare you pull up
With
with
the
that
way-
team, and we will see how quickly you'll end up in the Europa
with the
League.
way we're moving, we're not gonna make it to Europa League because we're gonna finish fourth. So,
Ooh.
which to me that would be better than finishing
Fair.
third because I don't
No,
want
no,
to be in
but
the
like I
Europa
have to
League
give you
anymore.
respect. We should probably beat like Lokomotiv Moscow or someone in pot 4. So
Don't
No,
don't
like, let's be
disrespect don't disrespect Look at the Moscow like that. I'm pretty sure they play better football than us right now. Listen, I think
So
everyone
speaking
on
of
this panel.
disrespect, Chelsea. Tell me about Chelsea tomorrow. West
How's
Ham.
that? Speaking of disrespect, because the disrespect
Because
to you,
Chelsea are a
okay.
disrespectful club.
To you, yeah.
Oh, here we go again.
Alex is just so weird, man. But anyways, I'm just gonna go.
Dunk on his ass. Dunk on his ass, Alex. Go ahead, Steph.
No, I'm looking forward to that game. I think Chelsea's gonna have a very good game. You know, the way they looked against you guys last week, and you guys offer a lot more threat on the offensive end than West Ham, and they dealt with you guys very well, at least in the second half. So I'm actually excited to watch Chelsea tomorrow. I've been a big advocate of Pochettino. A lot of people made fun of him because of like not winning anything with Spurs. You know, people are confused. They don't know if they should blame Spurs for Pochettino not winning anything, or they don't know if they should do it the other way around. Like, who cost 2 trophies? I'm so confused. Is it Poch because of Spurs, or is it Spurs because of Poch? You know, what are you laughing about?
No, continue. Don't worry about it. Continue.
The way you guys look like there, I was like,
It has nothing to do with you. Just continue.
I'm
trust
looking
me.
at the comments, man.
Just continue.
Anyways, no, it should be a good game. I'm gonna be tuning in closely. I think Chelsea's gonna have an easy game. West Ham looked dead. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even remember what they did last week. I think they won like 1-0 or they tied. I don't even remember. But Chelsea should deal with it nicely. It should be an easy game for them.
West Ham drew with Bournemouth 1-1, I think.
I shouldn't be saying easy games anymore because I'm jinxing people out here. So Andrew, I'm sorry if that kind of look. He's not having the best easy game.
Don't back us, man. We don't
I think it should be a good game to watch.
That's okay. We'll take that.
Wow, Alex, you actually played for Lokomotiv, so he did find that disrespectful. You defended Alex indirectly there. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it back then because Alex is usually disrespectful. So fuck a Lokomotiv.
Spartak is clear. Big up to you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 2.
I wouldn't mess with a guy who uses a gun on the street. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't mess with him. So.
You know, Andrew, I hear where you're coming from, but Arabs use guns too. So big up to you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's a curveball he didn't expect. He didn't expect
have
that.
guns. We have guns in weddings to celebrate. Like, I'm gonna go to Hassam's wedding. I'm gonna be like, congrats, Hassam.
You know something that worries me over this last weeks or so. We've had like high school graduations, and there's just gunshots outside my day every day. Just like people celebrating that their son passed school, and I'm happy for them and shit. But I just don't want it to be heard on stream. Then these guys would demonetize me for like. For some reason.
This guy's doing a stream, and all he can hear is an AK-47, you know, in the street.
Staffy, that's why he does his streams late at night. That's all. Do you know what I mean?
That's okay.
Makes sense.
Hey,
Sense.
good point. That's a good point. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Big up to Murad, Waves, Michael, Twinny, Dinisham, Vacabond, Vegas Gunner, Josh, AJ, Mike, Gavin, and Jose for the super chat. Big up to you guys. 600 people are still here even when we're ending the video. Honestly, this is just incredible growth. Thanks to the lovely support of you people. Make sure you guys are all liking the video. Make sure you guys are all subscribing. Remember, tomorrow we've got 3 videos, inshallah. 2 p.m. Liverpool match reaction. 4:30. We've got the hate along, and at night, of course, El Ahwa. What else? Speaking of El Ahwa, we're gonna go around the lovely panel. They're gonna let you know where you can find them. Staffy has already plugged himself 7 times this stream, but where can people find you, Staffy?
I did it once, and it's because everyone was spamming my name in the comments. Listen, I'm 18
This is
subs
Staffy
away.
after the first segment. If you guys haven't yet liked the video,
Anyways,
I don't know what
I'll do the accent. You just do the watching.
Hassam's accent is just
it's such a white girl from
like.
California.
Hassam's accent is everyone's American accent. No one else can. You know what I mean?
It's so off.
Yeah, but it's funny because it's me, like with the beard, saying it in that way.
He sounds like every white girl from California. But anyways,
can I get a camera frappuccino?
That's all you know how to order too. You know, I'm never inviting this guy. Look
I
at
don't
the
go to
videos.
Starbucks,
It's like we don't order that.
I don't know Starbucks, brother.
Yeah, he has Starbucks in Canada.
Why would I go to Starbucks to buy black coffee? That's like
Drink what you
$6.
want. No one told you what to drink. You're the one who's ordering on live YouTube. Anyways,
So you're
stop
out here
interrupting
flexing
me.
your masculinity over a coffee place. You probably get a latte, which is the cousin of the frappuccino.
I don't go to Starbucks.
What's wrong with a
Are you
latte?
happy? See,
Hey, I just drink black coffee.
What's wrong?
I drink black
he
coffee.
thinks it's a
straight.
flex now. Like, oh, I'm so brawn. I drink black coffee.
That's
Shut
it,
up.
man.
I've got these traps and I drink black coffee, man. That's what I do.
Drinks coffee. What an idiot. Look at him, bro. Absolute idiot. But anyway, stop interrupting me. I'm just saying I'm 18 subs away from 300. So please help me on my journey to 1K. I don't know how many people are watching now. If 18 of you at least go in right now and sub, you get me to 300. And thanks for having me, bro.
Screw that. All 600 go sub. Go sub.
You know they're not gonna do that. There's more haters than supporters here. But I'll be on an Ehwat.
Hate subscribe to Staffy. Hate subscribe to Staffy right now.
Hate subscribe, love subscribe.
Hate sub.
I'll be on Al Ehwa tomorrow. So
I need Staffy to just do the NPC challenge. Then subscribe to him. Subscribe.
Hell
to
no.
TV.
Oh, that come on, just ice cream so good. Did you see
Yeah, I
that?
did Staffy on that shit for an hour. Subscribe to Staffy TV.
Ice cream so good.
Man just said I subscribed because I hate United and fake Yankees fans. What a comment from Mike.
I am
man.
not a Yankees fan. I'm not a Yankees fan. I don't watch baseball.
You know, comments that are infested with hate, they make my day. I love shit like this. Honestly, big up to you, Mike, man. Vater, my brother. Hamza's cousin
man.
from the north. Where can people
From
find
the
you?
north, you know what it is. You know what it is. Just go into the YouTube app, go into search, type in Vader Games TV. You'll find my channel. I try to at least do 2 videos a week. I got one, Why Always Me, and I got one on Sundays with a review called CIA Intelligent Agendas, and we cover all our rivals. So tune in, find me, and subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel as well. 18. If I can get 18 of you tonight, that'd be fantastic. And thanks for having me on, man.
Big up to you, Vater, man. You're always welcome. I'm disappointed you didn't put one of them graphics up though where you go like.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Where was that? Oh, let's go!
There it is. There it is. All right.
Dunk on their asses, bro. Go subscribe to Vater Games, man, right now. Big up to you, Vater,
He
my
looks
brother.
like he's in
Welcome
a
back to the channel, bro.
newspaper right now.
Winter Surfer, my brother. Where can people find you?
Mostly on Casually FC, it's a Chelsea channel. We'll be doing a review tomorrow. I don't know what time, but you know what? If you subscribe and turn your notifications on, you'll know. Also, though, most importantly, subscribe, follow everyone here, like and share the video on this one, and subscribe. Past 20K now, so up to 25, 30. Let's do this. Let's get it done. But thank you again. The chat, you're amazing, as always.
This channel's chat is built
unbelievable.
I love these guys.
Undefeated.
Comments are crazy.
Staffy, that's how you do end the video, by the way. Big up to you, Surfer. George, where can people find you, my brother?
Here, there, everywhere, man. You know, we just bouncing around the podcast. But mainly, you can catch me rampaging on Twitter. I'm always ranting, or if you catch me on Football Wars, you know, who Sam's the host. So you guys already know where to find me there. If not, TikTok, man. Durag Diaries on TikTok. My match reviews, my daily content, my just reactions to everything Spurs and Premier League stuff is mainly over there. Catch me on there. And yeah, that's mainly where you'll find me.
Big up to you, George, man. Big up to you.
Big up, man. Big up for having me. For real. And let's get these likes up for real, people, man. Let's get this to 500 because this has been it's a good show. It's a late show, and yeah, it doesn't hurt, man. It takes a second, so let's get these likes up.
Big up to you, bro, man. Big up to you. So all 3 of them said like the video, except one guy who's part of the furniture. Anyway, guys, before we head off, make sure to go subscribe to everyone's channels. Make sure to go follow them everywhere. All great guys. And before we go, remember tomorrow, inshallah, we've got all the content coming your way. So stay tuned.
Has it suddenly become unfashionable? Staffy, what you saying, bruv?
3-1 United is going to be one of the easiest games we play all
season.
I hope so. Okay.
Wow.
See you guys later.